Attention! The following podcast contains explicit content and is not suitable for children. This podcast may also make you piss your pants, laugh, cry, maybe even shit your pants. If so, enjoy.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Dino Mac, and this is the Mac Attack Show.
What's the sex life like for you?
Completely zero.
Dean, I did not expect this whole show to be about my boobs. Sorry, this is ridiculous.
It's organic. We just roll with it. Oh my God, are you serious? My mom was hitting on you?
I am fucking serious.
Jesus, 61, 62-year-old cougar coming at you.
Yeah.
Coming at you like a sad Monday, huh?
Inspired by the Mac Attack Show, of course, and thank you for that inspiration, Dean. I'm digging this. I'm digging what you're doing. I think it's really cool.
And now, here is your host, Dino Mac.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening? We are live on Exit 92 Radio, and we're having a fucking blast. Thank you. Thank you. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for that ovation. Thank you for tuning in and clicking the play button. I'm Dino Mac, and this is the Mac Attack Show here on Exit 92 Radio. And if you're out of Jacksonville, Florida, we hope you have been tuning in to some of the greatest entertainment on Exit 92 Radio. Tonight, I got a co-host on here. He's new to the Mac Attack Show, but he's been on a couple shows. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bill Downey. What's going on, Bill?
What's going on, guys?
Heavy D thought he was just, he's above us. He thought he's just too creme de la creme. To go ahead and get a hold of. He said he'd just call in when he was ready. And I was all like, okay. Well,
what kind of slacking ass shit is this?
That's what I want to know. I want to know what the hell. Okay, so, big story. It breathes, it lives, it breathes. Band is going to be on the Mac Attack Show here shortly. Got this planned out. Messaged the guys today. They said they'd love to, just to let them know when and it can possibly take place and happen. I gotta prep them for the show. Heavy D will be on there, and he's given a shout out to everybody, all the co-hosts of the Mac Attack Show. He says it's time to step up your game, like on a big serious note. Time to step up your game and suck it up, Buttercup, and make it happen, because he just had somebody credible, that came to the show, and I was like, okay, well, you can think highly of yourself all you want, but holy shit, man, you
and then doesn't show up to the show on time.
Yeah, I call the guy, I call Heavy D, I said, hey, fuckface, what's going on? He says, what's going on, man? And I go, we got a show tonight for Exit 92 Radio. And there's some things going on with Exit 92 Radio that may, a lot of people may not know about. And I was all like, I'd like to do a show tonight and kind of dedicate it to Exit 92 Radio to let them know that everything's going to be all right.
Every little thing going to be all right.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
light you a big old Jamaican joint and chill out.
I mean, huge Jamaican joint. Like
fat motherfucker.
Lawn chair roach clip, big fat one. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like something
or
that
even Jamaicans look at you and go, don't smoke that shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I just want to dedicate this show to Exit 92 Radio. I do notice that there is a, the score. Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you type that? The score. This show has been shared to this to the Wall Street Journal. I was sharing the show everywhere I could. I also just shared the show to The Score. I don't know what The Score is, but I'm assuming it has something to do with sports, and we're all about it. We're all about it. We don't really care. We want people to hear the show, and we're trying to get the good word out there. Trying to send it to all my friends on Facebook right now. But yeah, so Heavy D decides that he's just gonna be like, ho hum, whatever. And
but I'm the greatest co-host. I'm the greatest co-host in the world.
In the world.
He doesn't even have to show up to work. Isn't that considered ghost employment?
I mean, I would say so. I think it's bullshit. I think what he's doing is he's not putting forth an effort. Just because, and I'm gonna talk so much trash on him like right now. Heavy D, you big fuck.
Would this be a good time to talk about his titties, or should we wait till it gets
Yeah, let's talk about his man titties. But he doesn't have, like, he don't have man titties. Okay?
Well, they're big enough.
Oh, I mean, they're ridiculous. They need little helicopters, little propellers on them.
Yeah. Motorized ones, little tassels, that way you can just flip a switch and it sits there and spins.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, let's see The Score. I'm just going back here. Can you try to tell me the name of the city? There is no city. It doesn't matter. I don't understand what they're trying to say, but the show's been shared to the Wall Street Journal for no goddamn apparent reason. I think it's great.
Just in case we start talking about, stock market shit.
Cam, I just shared a show to my good friend Cam. He gave me a question mark. I don't really understand what's going on that part, because we're live, we're in living color. And again, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody's support for Exit 92 Radio. Here's the scope on Exit 92 Radio. Let's just get down to that before we get to Heavy D's big titties. Hope everybody's enjoying their Saturday night, because I damn sure am. I got a Miller Lite in my hand, and the following podcast has been brought to you by Miller Lite, the original Pilsner. What are you drinking there, Bill?
Keystone Light, because that's all I can afford.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I don't judge you on that. I don't judge you on that whatsoever. But here's
Dollar General had another sale, man. $5.95 for a 15 pack.
I
pick up 4 cases.
It's called Flat Track Liquor over here in Sabetha, Kansas. Excuse me. They had a deal at their liquor store. They had 24 16-ounce Miller Lite cans for $19.98.
Damn.
That's pretty badass. I think that's a decent price. I don't know about everybody else. I don't see anybody in the chat boards. I don't know what's going on.
What the fuck?
I don't know. It's kind of...
Where's all the guys at? Is this considered guy talk? This is guy talk.
Well, I mean, it's considered whatever you want it to be. I mean, it's not... I don't necessarily... focus on the guy talk on the show. Sometimes we make special appearances where we'll do an actual guy talk episode where we be talking, and so on and so forth. We got Big J, the metal honky. He's in here. He's like, "What's up? What's up, Big J? Glad you're here. Glad you're listening to our bullshit." He said anal. He didn't give no explanation, just anal or oral. So that's what he just said.
Well, we did share this with the Wall Street Journal, so.
Yeah, and they definitely rape you.
Anally and orally.
I can't believe I actually shared this with the Wall Street Journal. What?
That's funny shit. The motherfucker's going to look at that and go, what? Really?
So they're clicking on this shit and they're like, whoa. The warning before the show even starts. This show may make you shit your pants. If so, enjoy,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. I bet all the lawyers. But anyways, with Exit 92 Radio, Oh, Big D in the morning. He's like, suck a dick. So Heavy D is actually on the chat boards right now, and I'm glad that he is. This way we get a little bit more fan interaction. And kudos to the art that is on his show. I'm kind of hoping that maybe he can start doing his Big D in the morning. That'd be really cool. It's going to be all about entertainment, computer gadgets, all that good stuff. I don't really know, but it's mostly entertainment. And this guy has got the inside scoop on all kinds of stuff. So back to Exit 92 Radio. Unfortunately, Exit 92 Radio has entered some issues over the past couple years or whatever that they've been doing the podcasting. I'll never forget when Exit 92 Radio discovered me. They discovered the Mac Attack Show with the Sex Talk Sunday edition. And if you guys don't know where that is, I want you to go on Spreaker.com, log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account, make up a name, Big Dick Johnson at yahoo.com. I don't give a shit. Sign in and follow the Mac Attack Show. And you can follow Sex Talk Sunday, and we always have a good time on there. But
Oh, yeah.
no, this is not Ken Kniff from Connecticut, okay? That's copyrighted material, and you don't need to be using it. So-
I didn't say what his name was. You did, fucker. I just went, ugh.
yeah, but but you did it so well that everybody knew exactly what it was. I just know. But Exit 92 Radio, they've entered some issues that they're having. There has been talks about the show possibly closing down, and I'd rather not see that. I'd rather not see that. I'd rather not see them go down. This is a great podcasting station. They've got all different types of music, especially the Blue Steel Archives. I'm telling you, people, if you like blues, if you like jazz, if you like that kind of stuff, it's definitely a go-to place. You've always got Big J, the metal honky. He's always doing, a metal show. If you like metal music, rock music, Big Dick Johnson here. I'm offended. Heavy D says he's Big Dick Johnson and he's offended. Fuck you. Really, Nick? Big J says Nick hasn't said anything to him. Yes, it was on the Facebook Messenger. He was talking about just shutting it down. Happy from the Happy and Schizo show here on Exit 92 Radio. He's been willing to fit the bill, if you will. He's willing to take over, and because he doesn't want to see it go down. And Happy's Love Shack is really cool, guys. You got to listen to that. It's almost every song you can think of to have sex to. It's badass. It's really cool. Yeah, I don't know if he has any like Barry White or anything, but
Have you ever had sex to dubstep?
No, I don't think I have.
I wonder if that would be any good.
It might.
That would be interesting.
It would be.
Especially during the breakdown, You get that. It's like hyperactive mode.
What about Rammstein? Oh, the Donut Man here, Krispy Kreme.
Oh, God.
Christopher is in the house. What is going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. Start sharing with your friends. Like right now, start sending text messages. Share.
Why the hell didn't you say hi to me?
He don't know Bill yet. We don't have you a radio name. I mean, yeah, I do call you the Hillbilly Hefner. You are Hillbilly Hefner. That's just, you're the Hillbilly Hefner of the podcast. Definitely. I would like to just address that right now. He's hillbilly as fuck.
No, it's pimp as fuck, you stupid motherfucker.
There's another thing with Exit 92 Radio. Like I said, they're thinking about closing their doors. They're thinking about shutting down. They ain't got a whole lot of time. But if you would like to hear Exit 92 Radio more on a regular basis, they have almost 8,000 followers. Okay? I'm telling you, this station here on Spreaker.com is amazing, guys. You really need to check them out. You really need to share it with your friends. They have a variety of shows and music to listen to. It's really great. And plus, hey, they got me, fuckface. They got me. So, I mean, you can't beat that. Good music and Dino Mac. I mean, fuck. Oh, and Hillbilly Hefner and Heavy D.
That's pimp as fuck.
Heavy D said, you don't fuck Rammstein. They fuck you, especially your little butthole.
Only if you're willing to lick little buttholes.
Again, this show has been shared on the Wall Street Journal.
Sorry, fuckers, we're taking over.
Big J said he's going to try to get with Nick. Hopefully y'all can come together. I talked to Hans today of Exit 92 Radio. Hopefully we can all get together and try to do something about this. I really don't want to buy Exit 92 Radio, but I will to make it survive. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's really, I really don't want to see Exit 92 Radio go. Chris says, what got a lot of no teeth bitches and a little penis? Oh, I don't know, Chris, on the chat boards. I don't know. I'm glad you're tuning in, though.
You don't have to share your personal shit, Christopher.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all.
We're here for moral support, but holy shit.
So let's go back to Heavy D's titties. And
oh yeah, and the tassels with little propellers.
The little propellers.
He might fly after that.
I mean, we don't call him Heavy D because, I mean, it's not because he has a big dick. I'm just saying. Hillbilly Hef. Hillbilly
I just want it noted that I have no idea. I've never seen it, so I'm just going to throw that out here right now.
Well, I'll tell you this much, you know, I'm not looking at it, but he damn sure doesn't get bragged about his snake trouser, you know? Or his trouser snake, or whatever you want to call it. He definitely doesn't get all that. So his titties, sometimes they can get in the way. I could just imagine, like, if maybe you was playing basketball, you know, and he went up to block you.
You motherfucker. I'm also looking at the chat board, too. That's good shit. You motherfucker. Yeah, well, see, this is what happens, fucker, when you're not on time.
This is what happens when you don't make the show. But you know what? This is good. He's on the chat boards at least, and this is what I like, because he should be sharing the show with some friends from work. Everybody should be sharing the show. And the only reason why we say that, it's not like we're trying to tell you guys what to do, but it helps if you like what you're listening to. Seriously. Honest to God. If you like what you're listening to, share it with friends. If you don't like what you're listening to, get the fuck off my podcast. I mean, seriously.
Share it with neighbors. Share it with your side piece of ass. Share it with your pastor.
Whoa, what? Your pastor?
Yeah, why not? Needs a little entertainment in his life.
Yeah, everybody needs a little Jesus. Everybody needs a little bit of Jesus.
My favorite line in the whole world. My favorite line in the whole world. You motherfuckers need Jesus.
Oh, Heavy D says...
Heavy D's titties need Jesus.
He says, you like these titties, bitches. That's good shit. But his titties, you know, they're kind of big, and they will get in the way if you play basketball against him, but it is what it is. And
you get smacked in the face and get knocked the fuck out.
You know, he's been getting in the gym lately. He's been working on his health. I praise him for that. I think that's amazing. A lot of people, like, when bigger people go to the gym, a lot of people are all like, oh, my God, here we go. This sumbitch will quit in 3 weeks, you know, and it's like, nah, Heavy D's been hitting it. He's been hitting at the gym. He's eating right. He's taking care of his health, and I praise him for that. I think that's really cool. You know, it's something definitely that you need to do, Bill. I mean, because Jesus Christ, you're so fucking big.
Yeah.
I mean,
I am a fat ass.
You definitely got the beard. And the only reason why I sit here and give most of my friends that are, you know, whatever, as far as I'm concerned, you know, maybe not at the top peak of what they could be healthy wise, is because, God, man, we're not getting any fucking older or any younger. We're getting fucking older, and we're going to be dying soon. And I want to live to be as long as I can. Now, I know. Even the healthiest fucks in the world are, they die for whatever reason. I get that. But, man, you know, why just increase the chances of death. I don't know about you, Bill, but I don't want to die too soon. I'm enjoying my life. I'm having a good time. What about you? Are you enjoying life, Bill?
For the most part, I mean, it has its moments where it likes to kick you in the ass, but for the most part, it's what's that? It's a wonderful life. It's what you make of it.
Exactly. It is what Big D in the morning says. Staring at the titties and get fucked. He says need to work on the good eating part. Okay, and that's cool, man. I still give Heavy D praise. He's doing an excellent job getting in there. And I worry about you. Healthy fucks die sooner. Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. But it is a factor. Some healthy people do die sooner than other non-healthy people. So it's a 50-50. 50-50. It's just like, driving through the triangle of death. We drive through all triangles, even your mom's. So.
Whoa. I already drove through that triangle once. I don't want to go again.
Bill, remember that text I sent you and you fell for it? I was like, dude, my back really hurts. And you're all like, why? And I was all like, because I just gave your mom a piggyback ride. She weighs twice as much as I do.
And I'm like, she's 5 feet shorter than you are.
Then you're all like, oh, this is how it's going to be? It's going to be fucking mama jokes from now on?
You want to get into the mama jokes now?
We can do this.
Motherfucker.
Big Heavy D says, we all die. Nothing is guaranteed. Now, okay. Speaking of Heavy D, his big titties, and his good healthy habits of getting back into the gym and everything. Now, Heavy D has a show that he has been waiting for quite a long time to get out there. It's called Big D in the Morning. He is on the chat boards right now, speaking to us and tuning in live into the show, and I think that's kick-ass. But he hasn't been able to try it with his phone yet. Now, he could probably do it with his computer and do it with Skype and all that stuff, but he wants to try it with his phone. And he's got a new enough phone that maybe possibly we can make this work. And I really want this show to kick off. I really do. Chris says it's a lottery ticket. When your time is up, your time is up. It is what it is.
I agree.
When your time is up, when it's time to go, it's time to go.
I seriously think, I may be wrong, but I seriously think that we have a predestined time and place we're going to die. It doesn't matter whether you're sitting behind a desk or if you're on the front lines as a soldier. It's when it's your time, it's your time. Now, that doesn't mean you should go looking for death, because you might find it early. But I think, if you think, I ain't going to die for another 20 years, I wouldn't take a little stick and go smack a bear with it. But, I seriously think when it's your time, and there ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it.
Well, I mean,
like you said, the healthy fucks die early too. If you could work out your whole life and still die at 50, you could not work out and eat bacon and drink beer every single day and, hit 105 and not die. So it's just, I think it's just when it's your time, it's your time.
Heavy D is setting here, he goes, download the app, need a test run. Who wants in? He says, first 5 to chime in. Chris says, I'm in. Big J says, fuck that. Don't go away. Stay until they make you leave. I mean, talking about death is really fucking depressing. It's just fucking depressing. Like, we all know that everybody dies. But my thing of it is why not, if there is a chance to kind of prolong your life, why wouldn't you want to live a little bit longer? Don't you want to live a long time, Bill? I mean...
Oh, yeah.
I know
I'd love to see my kid get married and grandkids and, spoil the shit out of them and then send them back home to their parents.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I'm not going to be I got some new chats right now. I'm not going to be checking on the chat board here for a little while. I'm just going to be sitting here talking about death. Let's talk about depressing shit. Okay? Let's talk about what the fuck happens right before you die. Okay, so, like, a lot of people say that they have flashbacks of their entire life. Just flashes before their eyes. You know, things that has went on. And then, kind of like in the movie Armageddon, like he actually envisioned his daughter getting married and all that stuff, and it just, you know, kept going and going and going. Do you think you see a light at the end of the tunnel, Bill? Do you think that there's something there?
Well, I've personally had a few near-death experiences, and I never saw no flash of my life or white light or anything like that. It was pretty much just everything kind of slowed down. Now, obviously, I didn't die.
Right,
but
absolutely.
But it was pretty fucking close, you know. And you look back afterwards, you're like, damn, I almost didn't make that one, you know. But I don't really know. I would hope not, because damn, I already went through it once. I want to go through it again. Every freaking moment of my life. I mean, you know, I don't know if I want to relive a few of those.
I think the closest that I've ever came to death is when I actually had the wind knocked out of me. That made me feel like I was going to die. I was one time.
Oh, yeah.
What grade was it? I think it was I like say 3rd or 4th grade or whatever. I was swinging on the swings, and you know how motherfuckers did back in the day? They just jumped from those fucking swings like we was all suicidal. Yep. We was born in the 80s, lived in the 90s before the pussies took over. And that's exactly what we are. That's who we are.
Let's just throw that out there to the hurt, you know, generation. Fuck you, okay?
Yeah.
We're just gonna throw that out there real quick.
There's no goddamn participation medals on this show.
I know you're not on the chat boards, but I am, and Big J made an excellent point. He was not sure if it counts as a near-death experience, but I've been married a few times. Absolutely true.
Wow. Well, you know, I hear guys talk like that. Like, I'm serious. Like, I hear guys talk like that, and I don't know. It'll come, like, say what? August 30th would be 14 years I've been with the same woman. Okay? That's a long time.
Well, that's because you got a good one, all right? The rest of us fuckers are too stupid to find a good one that counts as a near-death experience.
Well, that's my question. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Now, you got Heavy D said something to a friend one time that made complete sense, and I think I'm going to say this more often to people that I hear complain. But Heavy D said to a person one time, he said, do you ever stop and think that maybe it's not the people around you, maybe that you're pretty much the common denominator in this? Do you ever get that feeling? Do you ever just stop and say, hey, maybe it's you? So that's my question to guys that have been in multiple marriages, maybe 1 or 2 or 3, you know, and says, oh, that, you know, that bitch was crazy and shit like that. Do you ever think that maybe, quite possibly, it's fucking you? Like, it's you.
Oh, hey, I'm not on my big high horse saying that it was never my fault. It takes 2 to make it. It takes 2 to break it.
JP has entered the chat room. What's going on, JP? Say what's up, Hillbilly Hefner.
What's going on there, big guy?
Chris says, I won't get married ever again. Well, you know, that's fine. That's fine. That's totally okay. I don't look down on people that won't get married. I think that people that don't get married, they won't compromise. People that won't get married, A, won't compromise. B, only give, okay, this is going to sound bad, but at the same time, you know, whatever, take it how you want. But you only give a shit about you. You're selfish. When you get married, the goal of marriage, technically, is to make your spouse, you know, your better half, do whatever it takes every day to make their day better. And it goes the same way for them too. Your wife should do everything that she possibly can to make your day go better. What can I do to make his quality of life good? At the same time, Bill's like, yeah, but I like beer and pussy. Okay? That's what I like.
Well, now, if you want to get into it deep, yeah, that's exactly what you should do. Every day you wake up in the morning, you think, what can I do to make my spouse's day better? What kind of little special thing can I do to show her that I love her and appreciate her?
Right.
But it takes two to make it. It takes two to break it.
Yes.
If you don't have a willing participant on the other end, you're only going to do that for so long before you start thinking, yeah, I need to be a little selfish here, because you give and 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 never get. You know, that's when you hit that point of, fuck it, I want something. I want more than what I'm having here. You know what I mean? But it takes two of them. It takes your spouse to be on the same page as you. If that doesn't happen, it's going to be a struggle. And kudos to the guys who stay and they continue doing it, and you know, they go their whole lives or whatever. And kudos to them. You know, but at the same time, some of us just aren't like that. You know, I'm a give and take type person. I don't have a problem putting, you know, forth 150% effort every single day. But I'd like at least a little bit back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Chris says, I like my own shit and don't want to lose it again. Big J says, not true. The point of marriage is to procreate and teach a bitch to clean.
And make sandwiches.
And
make sandwiches.
See, that right there, that is why. That is why. I'm serious. Like, now, okay.
I like this guy.
Oh, dude, Big J is hilarious. Big J is hilarious. We like him on Exit 92 Radio. But, I mean, seriously, you can't sit there and be like, bitch, clean, make me a sandwich. Like, this is not 1920s. This is 2017.
Wait a minute. No, hold up now. Let me just pause that for a second. Yes, you can. You know why? Because that apparently, and I've been seeing a lot of it.
Okay.
A lot of it. That seems to be what women want. That a lot of girls out there want you to treat them like shit. They're attracted to that for some damn reason.
I don't know why they would be.
I don't either. But they just, I don't fucking get it. But that seems to be what they want. I won't say all of them, but a lot of them.
Sad. I don't think
it is very sad.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't either. You know, take it from a guy who will bend over backwards to make a woman happy, and just to get shot down because you didn't treat him like shit. It's like, okay, that's ass backwards from what I've been taught my whole life, you know?
Right.
Like I've been taught, open the door for a woman, you know, pull out the chair, hold the door. You stand there and hold the door open, and the next thing you know, you got some girl coming up going, I can get my own door because I've been liberated. Well, that just makes me want to smash her fucking face in the door.
Well, that's
like,
your primal instinct.
Then.
That's your animal instinct, regardless of what anybody says, man. I mean, you got to admit, we're still animals in the end. We may be like classified as the human race, but we're still animals. We're still animals. Yeah. We're still fucking
we like
animals.
To eat, fucking sleep.
We just have a little bit more. I say that we use a little bit more of our brain than most animals do, I guess, except for the dolphin, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I just, people bag on marriage too much in this country, in America. People are just like, oh, and statistics prove everybody right. And I'm telling you, the number one reason why people do not want to get married or do not let marriages last is because there's no goddamn compromise. People have this ideal of a perfect marriage that it's supposed to be one way. And I'm here to tell you, man, it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be that way. First and foremost, it takes two incomes in the world we live in today.
That ain't no shit.
Okay, it takes two incomes to make it in the world today, unless you have a job that is just phenomenal and you don't need.
Well, not necessarily to make it, but to get ahead.
There you go.
Coming from a single guy myself, I'm making it, but I can't get ahead. You know what I mean?
That ain't no shit.
And I can't get any head either. And
I was going to say that same fucking thing. I bet the Wall Street Journal right now is like, are you serious? This is actually happening? We're talking about man titties and not getting any head. So.
No, it's the Wall Street Journal that wants us to blow them all the time.
Big D in the morning, just Heavy D, he's got like some hand gestures, which is kind of gay.
Oh, you've missed half the conversation.
Big J says most women nowadays seriously want to stay at home and pop pills. maybe if they're from Gary, Indiana. I don't know. But I will say I will say this. I will say this. If you do find a good woman, like, and you got to recognize that shit, man. Some guys don't even recognize a good woman when they have it. Then they lose it. Then it fucks them up even worse. Then the next woman comes along and she pays for all the fucking mistakes that, you know, it's a touchy subject. I stick up for the guys and the women on both sides because it's like for the women, I stick up for them because a lot of times guys are looking for one thing. Bill, would you agree with me on that?
No, guys aren't looking for just one thing. A real man's looking for more than just. It's a compilation of things.
What are you looking for, Bill? Tell us what Bill's looking for. Hillbilly Hefner, what are you looking for in a woman?
Wait, do you want to know what I'm looking for, or do you want to know what I'm looking for?
I want to know what Bill's looking for.
Bill's looking for faithfulness, companionship, loyalty. I'm looking for somebody who's going to give as much as I give. I want somebody who's going to, take the relationship as serious as I do. I want to be loved. I want to be wanted. I want you to let me love you and want you at the same time. I want somebody who's going to help me. I want a partner in crime. I want a ride or die chick. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody who, it doesn't matter what's going on in life,
thug life.
They can look at me and go, everything's going to be okay. And I want to be able to look at them at their lowest point and say the same thing. And I want great sex.
Oh yeah, we do want great sex.
I want great sex because I'm a little freak, man. I want good sex.
I think you're a little freak because you don't get to be a little freak. Maybe with your hand.
Which turns me into an even bigger freak. Oh yeah, I beat my dick like it owes me money. I mean, that's
shit.
I heard a story, and this pretty much wraps up the whole topic. I heard a story. I know you say you defend the married men and women, okay? Just for controversy, I'm gonna be opposite of you, okay? I'm gonna tell you a little story.
Okay.
Once upon a time, a man asked a woman that he loved to marry him.
All right.
And she said no. So the man went home, and he watched football whenever the hell he wanted to. He drank beer all day. He hung out with his friends. He took the trash out when the fuck he felt like taking it out, and lived happily ever after, playing video games and smoking weed and just enjoying the shit out of himself.
Wow.
And having multiple women every year.
I mean, if you're perfectly content with having that type of lifestyle, like if you're okay with it. I know this guy, good friend of mine. I used to do photography for like a very long time, like, well, not very long time, but I would say like about 5 years or so. He really pushed me to get into it. Then I started the business, and you know, it got it rolling. I had a blast. I've taken pictures of some of the most beautiful women that I've ever seen in my life. I've taken pictures of some of the cutest kids I've ever seen in my life, and some of the greatest families. It's just really cool, and it was a great experience. But he pushed me into photography. He's all like, "Hey, you know, here's some terms and conditions. Here's to get you started. You know, kind of get me." He's all like, "Here." He influenced me to do it because he used to do it, but he did film, and I was over here doing digital. So, you know, the same concept applies, except different rules for different things for film and digital and stuff like that. But the one thing that I noticed about him is he was a single dad. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so being a single dad, he was a good friend of mine, and he was way older than I was. And I was like, dude, I was all like, man, why don't you ever go and you got 2 daughters, man. I was like, why don't you go get him a mom or something, you know, because he left the mom because the mom cheated on him, so he was done with her. Like, it didn't take very long, and he was done. So I was like, well, why don't you find a mom for her? And he's like, no, there's no way I'm doing that. There's. He's all like, I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have to tell anybody where I'm going, what I'm doing. And I was like, hey, you got a point. You really don't. So, and he's
dedicating his life to his daughters, and that's commendable, you know. And sometimes bringing a mom into the relationship that hasn't been there from the start, sometimes it's a good idea, sometimes it's not. And if he doesn't feel like that'd be a good idea for his daughters, I mean, I'd have to agree with him on it.
Right. He's perfectly okay with just being by himself. And I'm like, man, it seems so goddamn lonely to me. Like, I really don't fucking see a point in.
See, and I don't feel comfortable being alone. Right. I don't want to spend the rest of my life alone. Right. Some people are okay with that. Some people can handle that. I mean, put them in a log cabin, put them out in the middle of the freaking woods on a hillside, and never see anybody ever again, and they'd be perfectly content with that.
Oh, Heavy D. I mean, he wouldn't survive a week. He wouldn't survive a week.
No, he'd watch as much porn. There'd be fucking. You wouldn't want to go in his house with a black light. That'd be a fucking disco paint job if I've ever seen.
Holy shit.
We're allowed to say that on here, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, all the other co-hosts are fucked up.
Yeah, if you're offended by it, fuck you.
I'm sitting here reading the chat boards, and Christopher says, I like my women like I like my chicken, with a little fat on the end. And you go on, and you're on the chat boards right now, and you're sitting there talking about, like, if you could find Harley Quinn and all that stuff. Here's the deal, man.
Well, he put, then go find Harley Quinn. And I said, if I could find a Harley Quinn, you're damn right I would.
Well, here's the thing. We get in this fucking argument all the damn time at work. We get in this argument all the time. I mean, seriously, I don't even know why I try to get my point across. I'm not trying to change people's minds, but I'm trying to show them my point of view. We always hear this shit where it's all like, real men like meat, only dogs like bones. Okay, me and Heavy D has talked about this one time, and Heavy D tried to tell me that it's all about just being comfortable in your own skin. It's not about. It's not being about, like, you know, it's not about skinny shaming or fat shaming. It's about saying, hey, you should love you for you. But you know what? That's great, and I totally fucking support that. Here's what I don't support. Trying to make a motherfucker like me that's not attracted to big women feel bad for not being attracted to big women. No.
I agree 100%.
That's not my fault if I choose. Well, it is my fault, but it's not my fault if I don't have any connection to a bigger woman. I'm serious. I'm going to put that out there. And, you know, and for the guys that look at big women or look at the supermodels in the magazines and whatever, and they're attracted to that, okay, so what? You know what? There's just as many guys out there that do like bigger women, that like a little chunk, like a little meat, like them to be 600, 250 pounds. You know, a big, thick woman, maybe 5'6", 350 pounds. Some guys like that. That's okay.
Well, you know, and to kind of throw a little controversy in the topic, and I don't know, I may get scolded for this one later, but why are we just looking at looks? Why can't you just fall in love with a woman for who she is.
Well, because
I mean, if you're not attracted to a heavier set, that's fine. Me personally, I'm not either. I don't want, a 400-pound woman. I mean, that's not appealing to me. No offense to anybody who's out there in 400 pounds. There's somebody for everybody. You ain't my type. I'm sorry. That's just not what I like. But why aren't they looking at more than just the looks? I mean, there's more to the women than the looks.
Right. And
I mean, I'd rather spend an hour talking to a really heavy set woman that's got a great personality than spend 5 minutes talking to a really hot chick who's, I don't know, a fucking bitch.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I get that, but hold on here. I do want to say to Chris that he's Krispy Kreme. He's one of the biggest fans we got on the show. He always tunes in either on Exit 92 Radio here or on the Mac Attack Show in general on Spreaker.com. He says I don't mind fat or skinny, just don't like hairy, nasty, smelly snatch.
And who does?
Right. Big J says, I should have learned earlier that finding my woman on a dating site called, what is that, meat holes?
Meat holes?
Would never end well. Wow.
Big red flag there, Big J. Big red flag, man. Walk away. Walk the fuck away, man.
And hopefully you guys are sharing the show. I'm sharing the show right now on via Facebook. I'm sharing it on Spreaker Tavern. We're gonna put that out there. Let's just share that. Boom, bam, just like that. But yeah, that's my thing. Whoever is attracted to whoever, so what? Okay, if I look at a woman, like one time when I was younger, when I was in my teenage years, I had a heavier set girl ask me. She's all like, "Can I just give you some head?" And I said, "No, I don't know. No, hell, no." And everybody's all like,
now, wait a minute. All you got to do is lean back, close your eyes, and pretend it's somebody else, man.
No, I'm strict and I'm a stickler. There's just no chunk coming my way. There's no chunk going to come my way. And I don't think that I'm a bad person for that. I'm serious. I said, you know what? You're a good friend of mine. But when I look at you, I'm sorry, but I see my mother. My mother's a big woman, man. And I cannot sit there and just have this big girl, be giving me head. It just don't feel right, man. It's just, no.
Boy, that just sent a fucking chill up my spine.
Yeah, exactly. And I said, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just I'm not attracted to you. And yes, I'm not attracted to you as far as I'll go as far as saying I'm not going to let you give me head. Okay? I'm just not going to do that. Now, other guys are all like, well, you like them bony bitches and stuff like that. You know what? I'll put it out there. No, I don't like bony bitches, okay? I don't like bony bitches, but I do like skinny women, okay? And it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, I don't want to see your rib and your spine, but I just don't want some fucking...
Oh my God. I'm sorry I'm listening to you, but this chat board is just too much damn fun.
Let's hear some shit up here. Jay's laughing his ass off. Chris says, too much fun on the chat boards. Know why girls give the best head? They're hungry. Know why fat girls give the best head? They have to. Chris says big bitches suck the best dick because they are hungry, or they.
Oh my God, I'm a fucking loser here.
Wow, this is really incredible.
I always heard it was because they never knew when they were going to be able to do it again, so they got to make it good. Chance they did. Oh, this is terrible. Every one of you motherfuckers on the chat board, plus me and Dino, we're all going to hell. I hope y'all know that.
Right. I hate every bone in that bitch's body except mine. That's what Jay says.
Nice.
But that's what I mean. I don't want these women out here making other men feel bad because they're not attracted to them. Okay, look, 10 out of 10 times the first impression is.
Now, we
look.
don't do that to them.
Yeah, we don't. We really don't. We just show up.
Yeah, we just show up. If you reject us, we'll move on to the next. Fuck you.
It's pretty easy.
We don't go up to you and go, hey, since you don't like me because I got a beer belly, you should feel ashamed of yourself. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Right,
With
exactly. And
your
you got a
uglier
big beer
friend,
belly.
maybe we'll have better chances.
Well, that's my thing, man. I just don't think that women should make men feel like shit just because they're not attracted to them. And same goes if you're doing it out there, if you're throwing this fucking goddamn pity party, you need to just masturbate because you ain't worth a fuck. Yeah, you ain't worth a fuck either. If you're gonna make somebody feel bad and make them feel guilty for not being attracted to something they have a right to not be attracted to. That's another thing I want to talk about. Let's stop the hate against hate. Okay? You see all these signs out here, stop the hate, stop the hate. Why don't you stop hating the hate? Okay? Because I have a right to hate if I want to. Don't take my human right away from me. And that's the right to choose. That right to choose what I want to do with my life. If I decide that I want to hate people that wear towels on their heads, then I have that right. I have that right as a human being. I don't have to like you or anybody else. Please do not hate me for hating somebody else. Does that make any sense, Bill? Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, me personally, I try not to hate anybody just because that's the kind of person I am. I may dislike you, but hate is such a strong word. You know what I mean? I try to give everybody a chance. But if you fuck that up, then I don't want nothing to do with you.
I could see
there's
that.
certain, I mean, I have a, when after 9/11, it was really hard for me not to, say I hate them sons of bitches, the fucking Taliban and all that other shit.
Right.
It,
What about gay
know.
people? What about gay people?
I don't hate gay people. I don't
Okay.
agree with what they do.
Okay.
I don't agree with what they do at all. I don't want you fucking coming up and hitting on me. That's a good way to get your ass kicked.
Right.
But as far as going out and finding a gay person and fucking with them or trying to beat their ass,
Well, see,
it's
that's
just not my style.
That's the hate that they're talking about. If they go to hit on you,
I just don't understand why the hell they get a fucking parade because they fucked each other in the ass. I don't get no parade
No,
because
hold
I
on.
got
No, hold on. No, hold on. No, wait. What I'm saying to you is that you just literally said that if they would try to hit on you, that's how they get their ass beat. Okay. Now, if a woman if a woman would hit on you, and you particularly didn't like this woman, you're not going to beat her ass, are you?
I don't know, I might. I can't think of a time that I would ever beat a woman's ass for being hit on. Because it don't ever happen. So I don't worry about it.
Damn.
It's just like gay guys. I don't have to worry about them hitting on me because they don't want me. I can't fucking tell you.
Well, see, that's the hate they're talking about, and I understand that hate. Nobody deserves to get beat up and stuff just because you hate.
No, and I'm not saying that I'm saying if a gay guy came up and started hitting on me, I would very politely look at him and say, "Hey, man, I like that. Please stop." Okay.
And he would say to you, "But yeah, you've thought about it once or twice." At least once.
No,
or
I
twice.
haven't, motherfuckers. So get the hell out of here before I beat your ass. And now we're escalating the situation.
Now the
we're
hate's
escalating
coming.
it to that ass whooping. It's not a hate. It's just you're gonna get your ass whooped if you don't knock it off. Same thing as if a fat girl came up to me at the bar. I really like you. Hey, look, I'm not into you. I'm sorry. Thanks. Yeah, but you thought about, no, I didn't. You need to get the fuck away from me. You see, we're escalating into that ass whooping.
I can see that. Then I can see roundhouses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Screaming terrorists.
I'm sitting here in the chat boards. It says, I hate every... let's see. Big J says, Hell, I was married for 10 fucking years. Hell would be like Club Med. Chris says, I love lesbians. If they know you're straight, then they shouldn't hit on you. I would agree to that.
Yep.
That's not fair to you, but just to put it out there, sometimes they don't know. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do know that you're straight, and they try to, But here, listen to me when I say this. Listen to the words, okay? I particularly like the gay people, whether it be lesbian or a gay guy. I like it when they know that you're straight, but every now and then they like to fuck with you, just to see how much you can tolerate.
And that's how you work towards an ass whoop.
I think it's hilarious. I do. I think it's hilarious because people are kind of short fused, and that's another reason why people don't get married. People are too short fused, short tempered. You got a big temper, and you're not. I don't know. People just don't. I don't know.
I have to agree with Chris though. I love lesbians too. I'm actually a lesbian trapped in a man's body,
Yeah, I could see that. But Heavy D didn't show up.
That motherfucker.
I don't know what makes him superior, but he's just sitting there.
Doc got some bitch a day's pay for napping on the job.
Well, he's already getting a paycheck. The band It Lives, It Breathes is going to be on the Mac Attack show. And, I'm going to give Heavy D all the credit. And as far as I'm concerned, since I'm giving Heavy D all the credit, Heavy D's going to do a lot of the interview. Heavy D's going to ask a lot of the questions. Heavy D's going to have to suck it up Buttercup because Heavy D's probably not even on the chat boards anymore. Heavy D ain't
Heavy D's going to have to fucking show up for the show.
Chris says his best friend is a gay guy. No, that's respectable as fuck right there. That's pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting here talking about how motherfuckers get their ass whooped and please don't hate the hate. But that's what I'm saying. I don't believe anybody needs to get their ass beat, but I also don't believe that I should be looked like a pathetic piece of shit just because I hate on somebody, because I say, you know what? I don't like you. I don't have to like you, but it doesn't matter because I just gave, $1 million in charitable donations to Make-A-Wish Foundation. I don't think that's right to make people feel like shit because of the way they want to feel. You shouldn't have to be forced to like something that you don't like. I mean, would you agree to that?
I agree with it 100%.
And that's what it has come to today with the hurt feeling generation. This whole pity me, I need a participation medal because everything needs to be fair. Suck it up. And you know what, Bill? Yes, me and you, we was born in the 80s. We lived in the 90s before the pussies took over. But here's the problem, Bill. Here's the problem. We created the pussies.
I didn't create shit.
I'm just saying.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you right now, I got an 11-year-old boy that's sitting in the living room right now, and he ain't no pussy. I'll tell you that right now. He is not part of that hurt generation. I guarantee you. That little dude, he's just like me. He's grown up a lot in the past couple weeks, and he is not part of that hurt generation.
That's what we.
He's gotten tough as nails.
Well, that's what we have turned into. We have turned into a generation of fast food and pushing buttons. Everything comes easy, and nobody wants to work hard for anything anymore. And the children nowadays, my daughter's 16 years old, and I remember coaching her in basketball when she was in 5th and 6th grade. And if we was in a tournament and we didn't place, these kids still got a medal and a T-shirt. Really?
That's retarded.
I don't think
there needs to be a little competition in the world. Otherwise, how are people going to be motivated to excel?
Yeah, exactly.
How are people going to be motivated to work hard and improve themselves if they just show up and get a trophy? It doesn't work.
Competition creates cash. It creates good, wholesome entertainment, and it's just as far as I'll just pick any sport. Like, I don't care if it's fucking foosball. Okay, you need to have a winner and a loser. That's just that's life. That's life. There's winners and there's losers, and just because you lose, look, there has to be a loser. Not everybody can win. And here's
know what? That loser's going to go home and hopefully take that as a life lesson. Okay, I'm a loser today. I want to be a winner. How am I going to make that happen? Well, obviously, I need to go back to the drawing board, and I need to train harder. I need to work harder. I need to do this. I need to do that. And then maybe next time, if I do it, it'll pay off, and then I'll be a winner.
Absolutely.
That's how you create productive, members of society instead of, all I got to do is show up and win or lose. I still get a trophy. I still accomplish nothing. No, you didn't. You didn't accomplish shit. All you did was show up.
Right. Now,
which
granted,
is better than half the people do these days, but still.
Right. Right. Good point. That is a very good point. Chris he's just battling here. Wrestling. I'm an 80s baby. He also said, I don't have to whoop a gay guy's ass if they hit on me. He will do it for me. He's talking about his gay friend there. I have a trading tape that teaches lesbians how to eat pussy right. Oh, shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I've got a couple female friends that are lesbians. I don't knock on them. I don't look down on them for that, or I don't have any gay friends per se, or none that I know of. I mean, there could be a couple out there that I just don't know are gay, but I don't look at them any different. I don't agree with what they're doing, but hell, they don't agree with what I'm doing. So whatever. I just recently, and it wasn't in person, but it was over Messenger, and it was a friend that introduced me to a girl that's actually going through a transgender change to a male.
Ooh, okay. Now, how's
that
going?
At first I didn't know what to think all that, because I know this is a fairly new phenomenon that has just blown up in the past couple of years, and I didn't quite know what to think about it. And through this friend of mine who's telling me about this girl, or I should say guy now,
right?
Explained a lot to me, and this, I kind of feel for this guy. I'm gonna call him a guy because that's where he's going. Okay, but I kind of feel for him because he's an alien. He's an alien. He's one of those that has gone his whole life, never attracted to girls or never attracted to guys, was a tomboy, and just always identified himself as being a boy. And now he's his whole family, all his friends, completely, they don't talk to him, they don't interact with him at all. And now he's going through this process of switching from female to male.
But does that make them bad people?
Well, and that's the point I'm getting at. After talking to this person and just a brief conversation and what I've heard about him, seems like a really decent, really decent guy. I mean, it just seems like a real caring, loving person that has helped my friend out through a lot of shit, and I'm sitting there thinking, at first I was like pretty judgmental on it, and then after I sat back and thought about it, I'm like, it's not so much what gender he is per se,
right?
It's what he does with his life. It's how he treats people. And now he's to the point in his life where he's getting these operations done. He's doing all the shit to get changed over. Now his family has come back and they've accepted him, and his friends are starting to come back around. Now here's somebody that felt like a loser, went for what they wanted, worked hard, had perseverance, and is getting that and is reaping the benefits of it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
And so, you know, it was like it was kind of neat to see. You know, it's still weird to me, and I'll tell them this to their face. It's still very weird to me, but you know, to each his own. I guess. I mean, what I'm doing with my life could be weird to them.
I do want to.
You know, and that goes back to that hate thing. I
do want to give a shout out real quick. Krispy Kreme, the Donut Man, wants to be sponsoring the show here. I'm going to give him one freebie. The Mac Attack Show is sponsored by Krispy Kreme, the Donut Man. He has no business. He's just a really cool son of a bitch. He's one of the greatest fans of all time on the Mac Attack Show. And that's his first freebie. I also want to give a shout out to the one and only D Music Company. And that is Bill Downey himself right here on the Mac Attack Show. He's a DJ out of northern Indiana. He is by far the best, the cheapest, and he gets involved with the fans, one of the greatest DJs in all of northern Indiana. You can get a hold of Bill at 574-952-4169, and I'm pretty sure the son of a bitch will travel if you pay.
To a certain distance.
Yeah, to a certain distance. And I want to thank you, Bill, for advertising or for sponsoring the Mac Attack Show and for keeping us on here. I want to thank all my sponsors as far as Chris there that wants to keep the Mac Attack Show going. And I want to say, Chris says, your money will be in the mail. Thank you, Chris. But yeah, Chris was all like, well, how much does it cost? And we messaged him, and you know, I told him how much it was, and he's like, I don't give a shit. He's like, I'm going to get you some sponsors. He goes, anything to keep you, Sexual Sarah, you know, Heavy D. He doesn't know you too much, Bill, but now he's got a kind of an idea here on Exit 92 Radio.
Oh, you going to learn today.
He's going to learn today. And, Bill, we've been doing this for over an hour. I think I'm about done, big guy. I think I'm about, I'm going to go ahead and watch 22 Jump Street.
Fucking quitter.
Well, I mean, hey, no.
You ran out of beer, didn't you?
No, absolutely not. We got 113 minutes. We're going all night with this bitch. Let's do this.
Yeah, fuck it.
Let's
we
see
got at least another 2 or 3 hours in us, right?
Right. But after a while, the conversation starts getting dull. You know what I mean?
We got to change the topic.
Well, okay. You know, and I told you, let's not go just yet. Let's not go this yet. I told you that I wanted you to think of a couple of topics. That to get off of your chest, and what would those topics be? What are you've been wanting to talk about?
Let's talk about if you have an issue with somebody. What's the best way to handle that?
What kind of
an
issue?
I got an issue with you. Any kind of issue, doesn't matter. Whatever kind of issue. Say I don't like the way you're doing something, or say I got a beef with you.
Okay, you got beef.
Okay,
I like that. Beef.
What would you say would be the best way to approach that? Because that seems to be a huge problem in today's world. Personally, I've experienced that just in the past 48 hours. What would be your best way to approach me on that issue?
If you was to have beef with me?
If you were to have a beef with me, what would be the best way to approach that?
I would say that you go up to a person and you explain what is going on.
So, like, man up and just come talk to me and tell me what the fuck the problem is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, is there something happened to you that you're not really agreeing with? That somebody maybe possibly has beef with you and they're not saying something to you about it, or?
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah. So instead of saying the actual fucking topic or saying what the beef is, we're going to make some other shit up or something that's totally irrelevant and stupid and get into a big pissing match over it. Instead of just coming to me and saying, hey, you fucked up, you did this, or I don't like the way you're doing that, we're gonna go into a whole different fucking topic and have a big, huge blow up over something that doesn't even involve the issue at hand, just because we're pissed off and we just need to blow up on you.
Right. Yeah.
Too much of that in the world. Too much of that.
I would
like Chris said. I like what Chris said. Don't be a pussy and say what's on your mind. Hey, fucking men. If I got a problem with you, you can damn sure guarantee I'm going to come up to you and say, hey, I got a problem with what you're doing. You may not agree with me, that's fine, but at least I got it off my chest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's the best way. That's the best way to just squash the shit quick. Look, man.
Exactly.
But
and I know that you personally have had those kind of issues, and has resolved it the same way. You know, now it may not always work with the other person. Okay, fine, whatever. But can you sleep better tonight?
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to go to the extreme, though. The extreme. Meaning sometimes you can go up to somebody and be legit. Sometimes you can say, hey, man, or hey, woman, I'm kind of, I don't know how to say this, but I'm kind of getting tired of this certain scenario. It's bugging me. I don't like it. Can we figure out, can we come to some common ground? And you're having assholes say, no, because you're dumb. And that's when you got to go to the extreme. Maybe a roundhouse
With
kick.
roundhouses.
Maybe, maybe a simple sugar in the gas tank. Maybe tripping their child at school just for no reason. Like you see them in
Maybe
a home.
cutting ties with somebody you've known for a very, very long time.
There you go. Maybe cutting ties. Maybe maybe nobody has to get hurt. Maybe you just be like, you know what? You don't really matter anyways. You're not even involved. You don't support me anyways. It's not. Every time we turn around, you say that it's just fucking with you, and you know what? You tend to be just fucking around all the time. So I can't take you serious. I don't need. It's enough is enough. I'm done. You know. Sometimes you got to go the extreme like that, and sometimes people learn. Sometimes people don't. Chris says curb stomp the motherfucker. So,
You bite the curb right fucking now.
sometimes you got to take it to that point. Sometimes you got to take it to that level. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's another thing too. People are too soft. People are too soft with that.
Yeah.
But I agree with
I
you,
don't know
Bill.
how many times people come up to me and then they start bitching about somebody else and what they're doing and all this other shit. And I'll let them go. I'll let them go their whole fucking story. They'll tell me the whole damn thing. And then, of course, inevitably, they'll be like, what do you think of all that?
Yeah.
And my very first response is, have you gone and talked to this person about it?
Right.
Well, no. Well, why the fuck not? Well, I don't want to piss them off. But you're pissed off. If you're a true friend, if this person means something to you, then they'll listen to you and either accept or reject what you have to say, but at least as a friend, they'll listen to you.
Yeah.
If you don't tell them what the fuck the problem is, they may not even know.
Suck it up, Buttercup. It's time.
Stop being a pussy and say what's on your mind. That was very well said.
So, you know what I
too
think that
many
is?
times.
You know what I think that is? I think that is people mostly not wanting to deal with it. They don't
want to deal with the problems.
Because they know that the disappointment. But here's the thing. If you don't deal with the problem and you don't deal with the other person's disappointment in it, you're always going to be bitter.
Now, having said all that,
Okay.
there's a catch to all this.
Okay.
There is a time and place for this conversation to happen.
Oh, son of a bitch. I knew you was going to say this. I saw that. I knew you was going to say that because this is something that my wife says. She says there's a time and a place. There is no time. There is no place. You say it as soon as it happens. Why? Because shit lingers. Go ahead.
And I'm going to tell you why there's a time and place.
Okay.
Because when I'm standing there and I have my 11-year-old son standing next to me, that is not the time for us to get into a pissing match.
Oh, no. Tough shit. Time to get over.
Don't do that in front of my kid.
Okay.
Don't do that in front of my kid. You know what I mean? That's my baby. That's my job to protect him. I know he's going to see it. I try to protect him for as long as I can from it. And too many times, over and over and over again, the people that I'm talking about and other people have come up and brought issues to me in front of my kid, and it always turns into a fucking screaming match. And I don't want to do that in front of my kid. I want my kid to see me as a better person than somebody who loses his shit on somebody in front of him. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I want him to understand that, yes, you stand up for what you believe in, even if you have to stand there alone. I want him to get all that. But at those moments when I lose my shit, I don't really feel like the best dad in the world. You know what I mean? And I don't want him seeing it as much as he's had to see it over the past couple of years.
Okay.
That's why I say there's a time and place. I'm trying to protect my baby. You know what I mean?
I'm okay, and I can see that, and I can agree with that. I mean, like, you make a valid point. I'm just an extremist. I believe that your children need to see you at that point. To later on in life, they're going to be like, my dad wouldn't have put up with that shit. Hell no. So guess what? I'm not going to put up with it either. And I'm going to do exactly what my dad did. And I'm going to go completely off on a motherfucker. Possibly end up in prison. Possibly, there may be some repercussions here. But at least that son of a bitch is going to know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you knew my dad.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I seen him go off on people. But it was few and far between. It was few and far between.
Because he
I
picked
found
and
out
choose,
later.
right?
He picked and choose. It was a time and place. Sometimes it was right there. Sometimes I was standing right there when it happened. And afterwards he'd apologize to me and tell me, son, I didn't want you to see that. I'm sorry you saw that. I should have handled that better. But you had to see it. I'm sorry. Whatever it is, what it is. I found out after he passed away that it happened a lot more often than I knew about, just because he tried to do the time and place. You know what I mean? And I know not everybody's going to agree with that, and that's okay. I mean, it's just the difference in what I feel is right for my child versus what people feel is right. I know he's going to see me go off on people. That's inevitable. I know it's going to happen. I just don't want him to see it as often as it has been happening. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
Like I said, issues. If you got an issue with somebody, fucking take it to them.
Absolutely.
Do it politically correct the first time. Try to sit them down and compromise with them. And like you said, can we come to equal ground here?
Yeah.
This is what you're doing. This is why it pisses me off. If they look at you and say, I get that. Okay, well, whoop their ass then,
Right.
Do a roundhouse, kick them in the teeth, whatever.
Whatever you got to do. Give them some sweet chin music. If you have to buy them a beer later so they don't press charges, whatever. Chris says, be better, not bitter. He said, nope, if it's on your mind, let it fly. Chris also says, totally agrees with Dino Mac here. I agree with both sides. I agree I see your point, but I also see my point. And I think it can go both ways. But yes, I think me and you, Bill, we can come to some common ground and we can say, hey, approach it when it's good enough, when it's the decent enough time, and you don't have to be hostile about it. You just say, hey, man, look, or hey, woman, man, I got this problem, man. We need to talk about this. I know it's bugging you. It's really bugging me. I'm ready to kill babies and shit. And
yeah. I mean, there's just been too many Christmases and Thanksgivings ruined because of this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Time and place. Let's wait till after dinner, or can we at least wait till the kids open up their fucking gifts before we get into a pissing match? You know what I'm saying?
I agree to that. I 100%
Can we at least let Santa Claus do his fucking deal before we get into the, you were never fucking worth anything in this family? And your kids get to hear how big of a piece of shit you are, and then they get to see you go to jail because you just got done whooping somebody's ass.
Right. Hey,
that's what I mean by time.
But their daddy didn't put up with no shit. He may be going to jail.
But their daddy didn't put up with no shit. We're going to have to come up with some real money on Christmas. But he whooped that motherfucker's ass. You see him?
That's damn right.
He screamed terrorist and roundhouse that motherfucker right into the Christmas tree.
Hey, my daddy was hard. You know what I mean? Like, he was hard. He was a badass. Chris says everyone has an opinion and they're like assholes because they all stink. Absolutely right. I think everybody's got an opinion. Everybody needs to at least be heard. But again, let's go back onto the simple fact here again. Please, don't hate the hate. Let the hate flow. Doesn't mean people have to get hurt. That's not the point we're trying to get across here. And anybody that tries to tell me different, that ultimately that's what it. No, fuck you, you're weak. You're narrow-minded. You see the world in black and white, and you don't see it in gray. It's okay for people to hate people. It's all right. It's perfectly fine. It's whatever. Let them hate. Haters are gonna hate. If somebody doesn't hate a gay person, if somebody doesn't like a person because they wear the wrong type of clothes, maybe somebody hates a certain somebody because they smell bad at work. You ever smelled a smelly motherfucker at work? Like, good God, put on some deodorant. You know, that's okay. That's okay. You know, but nowadays it's all like, oh my God, you totally don't like this guy just because he smells bad. Why don't you just help him out and give him some deodorant? And why don't he fucking take it upon himself to get off a mama's tit, be a grown up, and get his ass some fucking soap and shit and clean. And it shouldn't be your job to parent another adult. You know, you get what I'm saying, Bill?
Oh yeah,
So,
I agree 100%. If your ass stank, I'll tell you about it. I won't. I'll try not to tell you in front of 20 other people. Time and place again, but I may pull you off to the side and say, "Hey, man, your ass stink. You need to go home and scrub it." If you don't, then I guarantee you the next time we're standing in front of a big group of people, I'm going to use the embarrassment method, and I'm going to let everybody know. Because they already know. They just don't have big enough balls to say it.
Bill, you ever smelled yourself and then jumped right in the shower and you're like, fuck this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing Call of Duty one time, and I was like, oh, whoa. Well, what? I was like, I don't smell right. No. I went right in the shower. It's like, fuck that.
Nope. Pause. Get in the shower.
Yeah. Any other topics that you had, Bill?
Oh, I did, but I've lost them.
That's okay. That's okay, because I'm going to cut the show out. I'm kind of done here, and Bill,
just
thanks.
Remember to spay and neuter your pets. How about that?
Well, I mean, seriously though, like,
is that copyrighted? I don't know.
I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. I really don't. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed the show. I know me and Bill have. I know everybody on the chat board, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank the sponsors of the Mac Attack Show. Guys, let's keep Exit 92 alive. Let's keep giving them plays. Let's keep tuning them in. Let's keep sharing Exit 92 radio, guys.
This shit going. It's too good to let die.
I'm Dino Mac. This has been Hillbilly Hefner, Mr. Bill Downey. If you can't be good, at least be good at it, guys. Please don't call me for bail money. Don't call me for bail money.
Because we know.
We got people like showing up and it's already like, show's over. Show's over.
You don't have to go home and quit